I am Nana Dr. Michael Agyekum Addo. We are going to discuss the principles of success and wealth creation, honesty and reliability, hard work. Don't spend it all. After that, we'll discuss investment, how to invest. Then I'm saying that you don't have to forget your history, who you are, and where you belong to. Then we'll touch on the God factor. Finally, patience. All these ingredients will go into one being successful. Then, because entrepreneurship is the order of the day, we'll also discuss the entrepreneurial revolution in the 21st century, so that graduates and then those who will be watching home base would also arm themselves with the ingredients of becoming a good entrepreneur. There's going to be a series of both the principles of wealth creation, which addresses attitude, and that of the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. Home base is the action point. Stay tuned and go by the series. Thank you. Well, viewers, we are on week 5, and that is we are going to discuss don't forget your history. And then let us go back. We have already discussed honesty and reliability, hard work, don't spend it all, and invest it. We are discussing the ingredients of success as an entrepreneur. In this 21st century, entrepreneurial revolution that we have set ourselves in is going to be the order of the day. So we better learn and learn properly. During that time, we discussed that with honesty and reliability is key. It's more important than being honest. And I want to remind you that you need good books to give you the wisdom, good reputation as an ingredient of wealth, and then good people to network with. When you want to be a reliable person, these are the 3 key things that you need. Then hard work. Hard work means that you really need to have prayers, be hardworking yourself, and have wisdom. And how do you get wisdom? From the network, from the books, you become a wiser person. Then don't spend it all. The savings culture, I hammered on that if you want to be a real entrepreneur in this 21st century. Don't become a spendthrift. No. But be careful. Well, one Clason, John Clason, 1988, said that he who always becomes a poor person is the one who despises little things. So what he's saying that little things, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So don't despise the little monies that you have, the 10 cedis, the 5 cedis, the 20 cedis. Look at the churches. People give 1 cedi at a time, but the churches are the richest institutions these days. Invest it was the 4th thing that we discussed. And that one, I'm saying that please remember, don't waste your energy, don't waste money, and don't waste your time. So there are 3 things: energy, money, and time. Don't waste it, but rather control your finances, your desires, and your temper. Control them. Your finances, your desires. Those of you who've been chasing, it will not help you. You have to control your desires and control your temper. Because litigation takes away a lot of money, and it will affect your business. Today we are going to discuss don't forget your history. Life is a process, and each stage is vital in your life and necessary for the next step to be built on. Each stage should be protected, remembered, and taken care of. When we learn from our mistakes, misfortunes, or tragedies, then we build on our successes and we consolidate our gains. It's very important that you really need to know that please don't associate and ascribe anything negative that comes your way to Satan or the devil. Sometimes it prepares us for the future. We get good lessons out of the mistakes that we make. So don't associate every little thing to Satan. Or God is intentionally prepare you for the future. So to be a very good entrepreneur, you require such an experience that you don't, if you had ascribed it to Satan, you would have lost the mark. So please take it as a lesson which will help you to master yourself. Look at these footballers and athletes. As they train, they make mistakes, they fall down, they get bruises, they get accidents, and the more they continue, the better they become. Once lived a poor guy who was passing in front of a rich man's house all the time. This story, I've said it over and over again, and it's worth repeating it today. One day the rich man needed someone to weed his garden. And so he called this poor man, to come and help him. The poor man readily agreed to do so. How many of you are ready to help other people? He worked with such an enthusiasm that the man became impressed. The rich man noticed this, and before long, they have become friends. Later on, he called him to come and wash his clothes. So he made a cross that, hey, I had weeded his place behind the wall. Now I'm going inside the wall. So being a friend to this rich man becomes his best network. And we have already discussed that wealth is wisdom and people. So to him, this network that he was going to have is his wealth. And so they have now become friends. He encouraged him to study, the poor man to study. And in no time, in 20 years' time, this poor man has become the vice president of this rich man's company. So when he was asked the secret of his success, the poor man said, I put the tattered clothes I used to wear that were changed for me by this rich man into a plastic bag and hid it under my bed. Occasionally, I will pull out those clothes and from under my bed and swear never to go back to them. I did not want to forget my history, who I was and where I am today. How many of you burn all the relationships that they have? They destroy the bridges. People that have helped them, they are so ungrateful to them. They don't want to remember them. They don't even send messages, cards during festivities. They don't even visit. They don't call. It's not fair. It's not nice. Keep your relationship strong. So what kind of person are you? That's the question I'm giving you. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, don't forget your history. Having had your honesty and reliability principle within you, and being hardworking, and having don't spend it all philosophy in you, and trying to invest in other things, the next thing is don't forget your history. Your past is just like your roots. And without financial roots, my dear friend, you cannot bear financial fruits. So the mantra is that no roots, no fruits. So no financial roots, no financial fruits. You need to have your roots. One George Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So the mistakes that had happened in the past, because you have decided to rub it off from your mind, you keep on repeating. And that will destroy your entrepreneurial journey. Our able Archbishop Akwesi Sapon, a renowned Ghanaian anthropologist, once said that your past is your cultural heritage. Keep to it to give you emotional stability. He continues to note that the enculturation, whereby people try to copy other people's culture by way of language, diet, dress code, nomenclature, the way we name our children, will lead us to lose our natural wisdom to succeed. He's saying that the first 3 years of the development of your child If you teach him a different language, that's the kind of language he's going to use. I know that most Ghanaians are now teaching their children English, forcing them to speak English at home, forgetting their local dialect. It's dangerous. It doesn't make our people wise. He says wisdom comes from language, the language that God, in His own divine wisdom, has given us. So what are we doing? If you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to have been developed with your local language before you, after 5 years, you can speak other people's language. That's fair. So if you are here in Ghana and your children cannot speak your language, but they can speak French thoroughly or English, remember that according to Archbishop Akwasi Sapo, they will not be wise. So, and I have developed it. Nomenclature means the way we name our children. It says we pour libation for people, our great-grandfathers, that had good character, good behavior, and they did well. They supported the society. Those are the people we name them after. What about us now? We name our children after people that we even don't know. And they are in Europe and America, and we name them. And we are proud that these children have been named after them. And all you know, your child grows up and then starts fighting left and right because he doesn't know where he belongs. Dress code. Now what do we see? If you want to be a good entrepreneur, to mess with the top people, please, you cannot dress funny, you cannot dress anyhow. We have a dress code for entrepreneurs, and this should begin now. Be yourself. Be yourself and don't try to copy other people, especially the cultures. Ghanaian culture is so beautiful. Let us keep to it. That will make us emotionally resilient. We can be stable in our minds. When we have to talk about families, I know some people do not want to talk about their families because they feel they were neglected, they were not helped, my parents divorced, my father died, all kinds of excuses for not making it in life. Those things rather strengthened you. That made you a happy and a strong person. Don't talk about your family and your past and cry. No. Those tears are rather should be water to help you build yourself. Without water to the seed, it will not grow well. So the tears that are coming are waters that is making you a better person, refreshing you. Please, your past is so important. It guides the present and would show you the future. So families are important. Please, don't fear talking about your mom or your dad. Don't. No matter what they have done to you, try to find a way of getting to them for their blessing and for advice. If they were so wicked to you, if they were not helpful to you, well, in as much as you want to keep distance, at least remember that you came through somebody. Your family is thus a very important part of your past, which mustn't be ignored. That's my advice. It's all up to you anyway. Then the community that you come from, the friends that you had in the infancy, they are your friends. They are the true friends, not the friends that immediately you had money, they came by. No. Remember that the moment you make money, people that you have never known try to get to you, let alone those that want to take advantage of your success. They are not true friends. Your true friends are those in a primary school and senior high school. I want to tell you that we have this, what we call CRS, Corporate Social Responsibility. Corporate Social, so CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. What is it? That is, when you've made it as an entrepreneur, remember your community, your village, and go and help them. How much does it take to buy pens, 500 pens for your village JHS school? How much does it take to buy pencils and ruler and exercise books for your primary school where you went? Go and help them. It brings your spirit up, and as an entrepreneur, it really, really helps to search forward. Your hometown is important. A lot of people do not want their children even to visit their hometown. thinking that they will be bewitched. No, they will never die. Neither you will die. The more you go there, the more people see you as their mentor, as their coach. Go and interact with them. Go to the JHS school and talk to them about how you made it. It will help somebody else. I remember myself that at age 7, when I began to look after myself, and I saw that there was a gentleman in our village. At the age of 11, he passed the common entrance to go to infant spim school. Anytime he came on holidays, I admired him so much that I took him to be my role model. And I swore that I would like to be like Dr. Kwame Danso. I want to mention his name because he really made me who I am. But for him, I would have abandoned senior high school because I couldn't pay my school fees and we were always driven home. But then I wanted to be like Kwame Danso. So I'll go and study and make sure I'll write notes during the time that we are out for the school fees. I'll go back to the headmaster and plead that he should let me continue the school. I didn't want to stop the school because of Kwame Danso. And I tell you, because of him, I managed to pass through the 5-year O level, and then I had to pay back. So I'm one of the few people that took our school fees in arrears, like on credit. And when I paid back, I started 0 at the 6th form. I struggled, but I still wanted to be like my mentor. Go to your hometown so that people can use you as their role model. So I'm saying that having gone through and having become a successful entrepreneur, please try to take other people as your ambassadors and try to help them. Don't forget your history, because Abraham Lincoln did not forget his history and therefore became, in spite of all the problems, he became the 16th president of America, in spite of the fact that at the age of 21, he failed his business. At 22, he was defeated in the legislative race. At 24, he failed again in business. And 26, his fiancée died. At 27, Abraham Lincoln had a nervous breakdown. And at age 34, he lost a congressional race. At 45, he lost a senatorial race. And at 47, Abraham Lincoln lost a vice presidential race. At 49, he lost another senatorial race, but at age 52, he became the 16th president of America. He did not forget his history. Abraham Lincoln became one of the greatest leaders the world has ever produced. Because of his problems and his mistakes, his failures, he developed a sense of leadership that has never been challenged by anybody. Please, there is another story which I also want to give you. A 4-year-old child who was partially deaf came home from school one day with a note from the teacher that he should be withdrawn from the school because he was stupid. The mother refused to accept that her son was stupid and unable to learn. She taught him till he became the greatest Thomas Edison. And who is Thomas Edison? Thomas Edison is the one who invented the light. He failed over 1,000 times in trying to develop the light. But he managed eventually. Now, I'm talking to you under bright light invented by Thomas Edison. Wherever you are watching me, is Thomas Edison's invention that has helped all of us. If he had withdrawn, if he had given up, we wouldn't have been in this bright light. Don't forget your history. Don't believe that you are nobody, you are somebody. There's some talent in you, there's some gift in you, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let your children develop a thick skin. There are so many people that pamper their children. The more you show love to your child by doing everything for him, the worse you are trying to let your child be. Such a person can never be a good entrepreneur. There are so many rich people, after their death, their children suffer, their children go back to poverty. Don't do that. Let them do a lot of things. I let my children do vocations. They are so, I force them to do vocations aside their normal academic work. So I have pharmacists and doctors and architects who have been mechanics before, hairdressers and electricals and so forth. So if there is a construction work going on around your area, let your children participate. They should even carry the mortar, do the painting, help whoever is doing construction in your home. Don't allow housemates to do everything that your child is supposed to do. Please. Otherwise, you destroy your children for their future. They cannot fit into this crisis that we are in. So anytime you make a mistake or you fail, remember this message from Chief Kera. He's saying that, you've made a mistake. Instead of associating it with the Satan or devil, please, he says, admit it quickly. I made a mistake. I should have done this. I should have done that way. Admit it quickly. Don't dwell on it. Don't give reasons. Don't give excuses. No. Learn from it rather and never repeat it. Then you are on the path of being a very good entrepreneur. So let all these past things guide you and not to assign blame or pass the buck or make mistakes or excuses. No. So what I'm saying is that in conclusion, don't cut your nose to spite your own face, because good roots make good trees, and good trees give good fruits, because without roots you can never get fruits. If it is to be, it is up to you.
Have you ever wondered what plus size ladies go through? I'm talking about relationship, dating, family. Well, this is what Tech Choice is all about.
I chose this platform because I know when I come here, I'll get someone that I love and I'll meet my soul partner. Because you can look at me, I'm very sexy and hot.
Oh, he once said this thing in tree, like,
What I said, girl, I'm saying no.
No, wait. When you tell me that she knows you, I don't get it. She knows you how? That you are a womanizer?
She's like,